Chapter 5. From darkness to daylight. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Psalms 20 and 5. The room was cold, and the air seemed to hang heavy with uncertainty. My body ached, exhausted from the tumultuous pregnancy and the excruciating pain of childbirth. The doctor's words still echoed in my mind, "Your son won't make it." But he did. Against all odds, my baby boy, fragile and vulnerable, was alive. During my pregnancy, each trimester brought with it a new set of challenges and uncertainties. It was a path I had trodden before, marred by the painful memories of multiple miscarriages. The road ahead was far from easy, and the fear of losing yet another precious life weighed heavily on my heart. The first trimester, a period that should have been filled with joyful anticipation, was instead fraught with anxiety and doubt. The doctors held little hope for Kobe's survival, given my history of miscarriages. It was a heartbreaking reality to face. I remember going in for a prenatal checkup at just 8 weeks, a point in the pregnancy when I feared the worst. I couldn't shake the feeling that Kobe's journey would be cut short, just like his siblings before him. Even at that early stage, the medical team seemed poised for the worst, as if they were merely waiting for the inevitable. Their cautious optimism did little to ease my fears, and I clung to the hope that somehow, against all odds, Kobe would defy the odds and thrive. Days turned into weeks, and the tiny life within me persevered. With each passing moment, my hope grew stronger. I began to believe that maybe, just maybe, this time would be different. I held on to the idea that Kobe was a fighter, that he had a purpose, a destiny to fulfill. As the first trimester gave way to the second, I marveled at the resilience of this unborn child. The ultrasounds showed his tiny form developing, his heart beating steadily. It was a testament to his strength and determination, a glimmer of hope in the face of adversity. The second trimester of my pregnancy was marked by a different kind of uncertainty, one that weighed heavily on my heart and tested my faith in ways I couldn't have imagined. The medical team had delivered a shocking blow, telling me that my precious baby, Kobe, would be born with some type of deformity. The exact details eluded me at the time, but what I did remember with absolute clarity was the fierce determination not to believe a word of it. Throughout those months, something extraordinary happened. God, it seemed, was speaking to me through dreams, vivid, beautiful dreams of Kobe running through our home, strong, whole, and full of life. These visions filled my heart with hope and reinforced my steadfast belief that my son was destined for health and happiness. Despite the doctor's persistent concerns and recommendations, they suggested the unthinkable and an abortion. The mere suggestion sent shockwaves through me. There was no way I could entertain such a notion. The love I felt for Kobe, the bond we already shared, was unbreakable. I knew deep in my soul that his life was a precious gift, a testament to strength and resilience, and I would protect it at all costs. I vividly recall skipping a prenatal visit right before reaching the legal abortion threshold in Alabama. Time was running out, and my decision was clear. I was going to give Kobe every chance to thrive. The doctors then suggested that I travel to Georgia for the procedure, but once again, I firmly declined. My resolve was unshaken. As the weeks passed, the doctors continued to express their concerns about Kobe's potential deformities. Their words fell on deaf ears. My faith had grown unyielding, bolstered by the dreams that assured me of Kobe's perfect health. It was a belief that had become unshakable, a guiding light in the midst of uncertainty. Then came the day of the final ultrasound. I held my breath, my heart pounding in my chest as the images flickered on the screen. And there before my eyes was the miraculous truth: Kobe was perfect. There were no deformities, no flaws, just the image of a healthy, thriving baby boy. As my pregnancy journey entered the third trimester, the challenges seemed to mount, and an unexpected twist threw another layer of uncertainty into the situation. Looking back, 2 years after the pandemic that rocked the world, I now strongly suspect that I had contracted COVID-19 during those last months of carrying Kobe. It was a time when the world was grappling with a new and unknown threat, and I, too, found myself caught in its grip. I vividly remember the symptoms, the fever, the cough, the shortness of breath, all too familiar signs of the virus that had become a global crisis. I recall sitting in the doctor's office answering screening questions as the pandemic loomed large. It was there that the medical staff informed pregnant mothers like me that visitation in the labor room would be restricted due to the virus's risk. As the days passed, my health deteriorated further. My blood pressure soared, my diabetes spiraled out of control, and the viral illness took its toll. I found myself in a precarious position, facing not only the challenges of pregnancy, but also the uncertainty of a novel and potentially dangerous disease. Amidst the chaos and fear, the medical team recommended inducing labor at just 26 weeks, a decision driven by their concerns for both my health and the baby's. Yet, in the midst of it all, a profound sense of guidance and assurance washed over me. It was as if God Himself was speaking to my heart, urging me not to induce labor prematurely. In a series of dreams, I was shown a different path, a path where Kobe was born full term, healthy, and strong, not confined to an incubator. These visions filled me with an unshakable faith, a conviction that I couldn't ignore. So, despite the pleas and concerns of the medical professionals, I made a decision that would define our journey, and I refused to induce labor before the appointed time. The battles with the medical team were frequent and intense. They were genuinely concerned for my life, and their worries were not unfounded. Yet, my unwavering belief in the visions I had seen, in the divine guidance that had filled my heart, propelled me forward. I knew that if I induced labor any earlier than full term, Kobe's chances of survival would be jeopardized. So I waited. I waited until I reached the threshold of 37 weeks, and it was there at full term that Kobe made his entrance into the world. He emerged healthy, strong, and filled with the promise of a bright future. It was a testament to the power of faith, the resilience of the human spirit, and the profound trust in divine guidance. As I held my beautiful, healthy baby boy in my arms, I knew that our journey was far from ordinary. It was a testament to the extraordinary power of belief, a story of defiance in the face of uncertainty, and a reminder that sometimes, against all odds, miracles do happen. But as I laid there in that delivery room, I realized that my own struggles had only just begun. The pain in my lower back and hips was unbearable, making it impossible to get out of bed. But I had to try. Against the advice of the medical team, I forced myself to move, one agonizing inch at a time. My body felt like it had been torn apart, and every step was a battle with searing pain. But I couldn't bear the thought of being confined to a wheelchair, of giving in to this pain that threatened to consume me. The doctors offered me pain medication, a handicap sticker for my car, and the convenience of a wheelchair. They later told me that my injuries were severe, equivalent to gunshot wounds, and that I needed to rest to recover. But I couldn't rest. Not now. Not when my son had defied the odds. I couldn't let my body become a prison, trapping me in a world of pain and despair. As the days turned into weeks following Kobe's birth, I knew I needed to address the physical toll my pregnancy had taken on my body. The pain in my lower back and hips had become unbearable, and it was clear that I couldn't go on without seeking medical help. So, I made an appointment with an orthopedic surgeon, hoping for some answers and relief from the relentless agony that had consumed me. The orthopedic surgeon wasted no time in conducting a thorough examination of my condition. He ordered both an MRI and a nerve conduction study, determined to get to the root of my excruciating pain. Little did I know just how profound the revelations from these tests would be. The results of the nerve conduction study sent shockwaves through my already fragile world.